Alright, so in this video we are going to be unboxing the Knight Lancer. Just got this from my local store because GW doesn't send us anything, but hey, maybe one day in the future. So for this, I wanted to do this because I know these are a little bit hard to get, and I wanted to kind of go through it before really taking a look through it. Haven't seen too many people do much with it. I don't know if they actually sent anything out early, so I already literally just cracked this, but I didn't do anything else yet to the thing. So let's get this bad boy out. So, first thing we've got to figure out, once I start going through it, is actually which house I want to do. I don't know. I've been looking through them because mostly I try to go with the symbols in the base color. So, this would probably be supporting mostly my Dark Angels for 40k/30k, or maybe even Death Guard. So those are kind of opposite sides, but from that, I can kind of go with any house because I don't really care if it's loyal or not. I'll say that one wasn't. That's fine. But looking through the houses and all the different pieces they have, so they actually have quite a few. They have loyalists here on the right. They have traders over here on the left. But scheme-wise, looking through it, I kind of like Maccabeus or Paradoxa, I think the most. Or, yes, I think those are the two I like the most. Of course, they are ubiquitously trader, so I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with that, but I guess we'll see. But they have quite a few. They also have some generics down here at the bottom. I do think this is a kit, though, where really to get a lot out of this, unless you have transfers and something else, you probably do want to pick one of these houses to go with, just so you have a good amount of transfers. However, Forge World does make other transfer sheets, and there's been some other options, but a lot of good options on that. Let's take a look at what we got. So, they do actually protect it nicely. I have to make sure I protect it. How long are these instructions? How big is this boy? Let's see. How much work is this going to be to put together? Okay, quite a bit. Not too bad. Looking at it, so haven't analyzed its arms quite as much, but they actually nicely socketed. My hope is to be able to put magnets in there, because let's face it, the other kits are probably going to be very similar, just with different weapon options. So I'd like to be able to actually magnetize some arms. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at it, but it looks like it's pretty flat. Doesn't seem too bad to put together, not tons and tons of pieces. We notice they do put everything. Oh, don't need to do that. The arms actually just twist right on. They show you not to glue it at all. If they do twist on, the hope is the other ones will twist on as well. Nice. Alright. Let's take a look at what they actually got here. How many screws does this boy take? Alright. Top piece. What else do we get? Nothing too crazy. We get parts of the guy that's going to be inside. A little bit of the inside itself. Is that a head? What is that? I say. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that's the rest of the guy. I think that's his head. That's his body and all. Okay. Main parts. They got the tabard, which I'm going to put on and hopefully not knock off for this. I'm going to probably airbrush most of it. I do want to do some painting related things to it, but a lot of it I'm going to airbrush. So I'm going to see how much I can do without putting a lot of the body on. And then just try to airbrush the skeleton and then airbrush all the different armor plates and all. Alright. We have the sides. Wow. Big, very big leg pieces. This is actually mostly all legs here. So we got a bit of the shoulder pad. Kind of, well, one of them, or bottom piece, upper piece, because they actually are double shouldered. Alright. We probably have identical in every way. Yep, two exact same ones, so it's essentially down one side of the body, down the other side. Looks to be legs, as well as probably a bit of the body itself. And the last one should just be weapons, I bet. So taking a look at it, yeah, there's his shield. Very, very large. Some more tabards, actually a little bit more than just the weapon, although it's mostly the weapons. Okay, that's my thought, is that it's, when you get the other kits, it's just going to be this sprue different, as well as it wouldn't surprise me if, much like they did for the Warlord Titans and all of that, they just do separate weapon sprues as well. So, can I actually see the connection pieces? What's the actual connections for these? For the arms. I'm trying to look to see what it actually looks like. It looks like it'll just twist on. That's what they show, so any others should just twist on very nicely. 36, 37. No, it's not on that piece. Where is it? Yeah, it's supposed to be 36, 37. So it's these two here. These two join with one of these pieces one of these pieces here in the middle. So yeah, it should twist right on. My hope is it's actually nice and snug. If it is actually nice and snug, then we'll be able to actually switch out all the other options, which will be great. They do give us, at the bottom, they show us once they do it, they do twist the arms on, and then they have all the different tabards and everything like that you can put on them. So if that's the case, then that means hopefully they'll do some separate sprues later just for the other arms. I'm not looking to get multiple of these guys. What they did, at least for Titanicus, was the sprue was 1/3 of the box. There was 3 sprues in the box. So since the sprue was 1/3 of the box, it was 1/3 of the cost. This one instead is about 1/5 technically. Giant base too. So my hope is maybe about 1/5 or maybe a little bit less, but we'll have to see. All right. So plans for this guy. I'm actually away next week, so I'm probably going to start maybe a little bit this week, more of planning. The fact that I don't have to worry about a whole bunch of magnets makes my life a lot easier. So if anyone hasn't actually cracked one of these opens yet, that does not seem to be a problem. Biggest thing is finalizing the house and picking up into the airbrush paints that I want to use. I usually use the Vallejo Model Airline, just because it's usually very nicely mixed. I haven't had a problem with having to go over and thin them or anything like that. They go on very smooth. I've had no issues. So my hope is to do that. I like the green that this guy is, but I just don't think so. Same thing. I like the color they did for this. It's the symbols I'm not quite as big a fan of. And the Lancers I already have for Titanicus are already, they're already Macabus. They're already this type. So I think I'll just do that, because actually on my Lancers I have eyes sitting on the top. So I think I'm just going to choose that for it. So most likely that's what we're going to see. I do have some other transfers. I might use them for something else, or if anyone else needs them. But I think that's what I'm going to go with. So we're going to keep this one nice and short. I do plan on putting up some stuff as I put this guy together, because I kind of want this to be obviously he's a centerpiece model, and we'll kind of see where we go to from there. All right, beyond that, have some good hobbying, some great gaming.